Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is a side edition of Hong Kong House of Cards. Tonight we are seeing Gabriel Lane being called into his office by his secretary. All the secretary would say is, you need to get down here quick, and would then hang up.
Okay, he would head to his office.
Okay. Upon arriving in his office, he would find stacked upon it letters of resignation from every single member of his legal team. The secretary would then say, they're downstairs packing up their stuff.
Okay, well, he'd head down to the legal department.
Okay. Down at the legal
I think
department.
that's on the. I think that's on deck 4.
Okay. Down at the legal department, he will see all of his lawyers are packing up boxes. Anything that is proprietary legal documentation or work product will be left behind. But things like legal books, legal knowledge, discs in regards to forms and things like that are being put inside boxes and being taken out by the lawyers. One of your chief counsel will walk up to you and say, I was hoping.
Before he did that, he would Gabriel would pick a random item from one random box and randomly check it. He's not doing it for everybody, and the person it does seem obviously absolutely random. He kind of looks around, kind of goes eeny meeny. It kind of does the almost right. Eeny meeny miny mo, and just grabs random object, make sure that it doesn't have product of, you know what I mean?
Right. No, there's a big stack of stuff on your main conference table that's all labeled employee work or employer work product.
Yep. No, but he's got to make the appearance of he's appearing angry and appearing upset, but honestly, Ian's kind of been expecting something along these lines.
Yeah, so you'll pick up one and let's see. So something neutral. You pick up a guy's picture of his wife and kids.
And flips it over, make sure
Yeah.
there's not it's not like laser stamped with I mean, he puts it back. He actually neatly puts it back. He's actually looking upset, but he is a respectful businessman.
All right. So while he's
he actually straightens whatever may have been disturbed in the box when he moved the item.
Okay. When he walks over and starts looking through people's boxes, the chief counsel will walk over. He'll say, I was hoping to have this taken care of before you came in today. We have been offered positions that we cannot turn down. Unfortunately, the entire lot of us are joining a prestigious legal firm within Hong Kong.
Intriguing. May I see your offer?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss this offer. It would be as if I had turned over employer work product to your competition. He will then offer a deep bow. I apologize for this. It could not be avoided.
Having somewhat expected a maneuver like this, due to a previous certain middle of the street activity. Well, you guys have done good work for me. I have no complaints. If you find the offer given to you is not what you expected, you will be offered your same positions back here.
It is appreciated.
With no penalty, actually.
That is gracious.
You will have your pensions. Your pensions will be held in trust for 1 year for your possibility of return. Barring that, they will revert back to business assets.
Understood. It is gracious of you to extend that offer. However, at this juncture, and he'll actually look down, he'll look back up. I do not believe it will be needed. He'll then bow and he'll take his box and he'll walk out. So this will continue. Each member of your staff, your former staff, will walk up to you, will offer apologies, and then will bow and leave in that
And
order.
they get the same offer referred.
Right. Once it's all done, basically you have no legal team. All of your employer work product is stacked there. Everything from contracts that you were working on to employee records, any suits that your company was starting, any suits against your company, all left neatly stacked up for whoever you can find to work for you next.
And he'd immediately make phone calls to members of the council.
Okay, that I will let you handle unless you're trying to contact any. Well, actually, the only person that's on the council now is Arthur, so I don't think he'd be one of the people you'd be contacting.
More the NPCs.
Right.
Or I know I'm saying that word wrong.
But it's but yeah, that would be something you'd have to talk to Ari about. I haven't been given any control over any council members as far as I know. Most of what I'm handling right now is just making sure influences actions take place. Reminds me I need to talk to Marcus at some point. Anyway, so you're gonna do that. Let me know if you've got anything that you're going to be doing as far as influence, XP expenditures, things that you're trying to build up. One thing I will suggest is if you are going to start building influences, you need to start making blue booking for that and let me know so that I can look over it for you, okay?
Okay. Just so you know, he will be getting his secretary on contacting out of the country lawyers, specifically from the UK, the United States, Canada, and France.
Okay. Do you have any law ability, like any of the skill law?
No.
Do you have any of the politics skill?
Nope.
Okay. All right. I will let you know how that turns out.
Yeah, he'd have employee. He would have definitely hired employees. The business he is running is a very large business. He would even though he doesn't, his legal team may have walked out. I am sure he would have hired. He'd have contingencies for stuff like this.
What are
especially,
your resources? 5. Okay. I will say that in the interim, you can. It's going to come down to basically. I'll tell you right now, U.S. and Canadian don't have legal jurisdiction. Any lawyer that's going to come over from overseas to work in Hong Kong has to learn the Hong Kong legal code, has to be passed by the Hong Kong legislation for lawful legal practicing.
However, Britain would probably have more than a few because they've operated in Hong Kong, and possibly France for having people operating in Southeastern Asia too.
Yes, but the problem is that Hong Kong has now transferred to Chinese legal code because it's no longer Britain, it's been reabsorbed by China.
Yeah, but the amount of time difference, though, they still would probably. They might still have a few people that are still legally licensed to operate in there.
Right, and that's something that I'll be talking with Ari about to see if there's any, just on this side of you, to see if there's anything that you can do with your resources. With what's your contacts?
Do I have contacts?
Contacts or allies?
No, but I do have a significant mentor.
What is your mentor in regards to?
He's part of the Devil Tiger.
Okay, what is his level and what are his human contacts? 3
level
levels?
3 mentor, and it hasn't been built.
I've noticed that there are mentors and allies and contacts haven't been built yet, so I'm going to be working on that as well, since it's probably going to be me that's going to have to figure it out.
But
All
seeing
right.
that the Devil Tigers are a group of essentially assassins, I'm assuming that anybody of significant rank, like for instance, a level 3 mentor, would probably have influences in the legal side to help protect
No,
assassins.
not necessarily. The underworld influence is more prevalent with assassins than it is legal. Um, as well, bureaucracy, maybe. It's going to come down to how his presence affects others because he could walk into a legal building and give everybody the willies, depending. But he could walk over to a triad boss and talk to him on equal terms. It's just going to be a matter of how the character is built, and I'm going to have to work with Ari on that too.
But
I know what.
a business this big with that much resources behind it should not have difficulties finding legal counsel.
Right. It's just a matter of keeping it.
Yeah, I don't at this exact moment. I just need temporary counsel to get me until I recreate a team.
Right. And
which
that's
should
something
not
that
necessarily be a problem.
That's something I'll talk with Ari about too. You're not the only person to get hit like this. Riker did make mention of having a legal team as well. So
yeah, it's just a matter like a legal team's one thing, but when you're talking about a corporation this size, money that's been running for over 100 years, money should not be an issue for making sure that legal counsel is pretty much uninterrupted.
Money shouldn't, but it's legal influence. Legal influence is not just being able to push stuff through. It's also being able to maintain and hold on to significant legal contacts. Having a high-powered law firm would be a significant legal contact.
Yeah, but a company like this should be able to put out an ad looking for lawyers, and they should have a line around the block.
Right, which they will until somebody else decides to, snatch it.
But see, that's the continuous problem with a business of that size. They can keep putting that ad and keep having that line up around the block.
Right.
It's an annoyance having to rehire every couple of weeks or a month, but it's not a time waster for Gabriel himself.
Right. it's more or less going to be
an annoyance.
Yeah, exactly.
It's another shot across the bow that's usually traded between the technocracy and Gabriel's company, like was set up at the beginning of the game. That keeps happening every couple of years. They do something, then I do something, then they do something, then I do something, just to say, hey, we're important. We recognize each of us are important. We can annoy the hell out of each other.
Well, it's something that Ari's been wanting me to do since he's handed the influence. Apparently, he needs somebody who knows enough about the technocracy to know how they operate.
Oh no, I understand, and like I said, I've actually been expecting something like a shot across the bow like this previously.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast. Then we actually did have one viewer. Then I'm going to throw this in the scene archive, and you can go join everybody else on the social scene. Okay.
Okay. Later.
All right. Good afternoon. Good night, everyone. Thank you for playing. Thank you, one watcher, for watching. This has been a side scene for House of Cards. Thank you.